because I promised to come in here to share with you some insights into what we've been looking at in the Thriving Facilitators membership. So the topic that we looked at last week was around boundaries. And so I wondered, what are your boundaries like? How are your boundaries? Do you have them? Well, actually, I believe we all have our boundaries. Sometimes we are less aware of them than others, and that depends also about the certain situations that we find ourselves in. And I found this phrase referred to a few times in the various literature that I was referring to, which I thought was quite helpful. So this idea of where you end and another begins, and it's kind of like an invisible area where this sense that we have when we have a boundary is this sense of where I end and another begins. And I found that really useful, kind of almost visual imagery, mental imagery to think about in terms of my boundaries. And yeah, I believe I'm working on mine. I feel that they're quite weak at times, particularly. So, for example, I know when I need to check in with my boundaries, when I'm feeling, I don't know, guilty, or I feel like there's some should. So it's often something that shows up at home where I should be. I have a kind of need sometimes to try and rescue a situation, and I really feel the feeling of the person that I want to rescue, and that's where I need to check in with my boundaries, and that real sense of where I end and someone else begins. And so another quote that's really useful is this idea that I'm only ever feeling, let me get this right, feeling my, I'm only seeing and feeling my thinking, and the other person is also only seeing and feeling their thinking. So when I get blurred into someone else, what I perceive to be someone else's feeling, really this is really about me and my feelings. So I see and feel my thinking always. And I think as heart-centered practitioners, we can find it really difficult because we care very much about the people that we're working with. We're sensitive. Often we sense emotions and things that are going on, and that can be an amazing skill and attribute and kind of thing that we have, but also it can also make us feel quite vulnerable to other people's feelings. So that sense of having, but I really do believe quite strongly that we don't need to put up walls and barriers and armor, that it is possible to have good boundaries whilst being heart-centered and compassionate and caring as well. So these are some of the things that I want us to look at in the membership in more depth. So another thought that I had was, so when we feel disproportionately affected by someone's situation, there's a couple of things to think about. So first of all, that it's very normal and part of the human experience to feel compassionate and emotional sometimes, and really feel for the situation of someone else or a group of other people, because people are going through very challenging situations at times, and it's very normal and human to have a feeling about that. And actually, the first thing there is to not be frightened of our feelings. That feelings are part of the human experience. Emotion is part of the human experience, and if we're the less fearful we are of those feelings, the less we worry about them. So that's the first thing I would say. And then the second thing I would say is maybe it's an indication to check in with your boundaries. So am I in this moment clear where I end and the other person begins? Because often in those situations, we believe the situation has made us feel a certain way, or the person has made us feel a certain way, but we are only ever feeling our own thinking. I hope that's useful sort of thing to drop into your, for you to think about in your experience. Let me know what your how you respond to that idea, and how does that show up in your work and in your home life, and where do you need, what is your sense of your boundaries, and yeah, what do you need to work on? We all have kind of little vulnerable spots there. So yeah, I hope that's useful. Oh, final point. Yeah, just wanted to let you know, I've let people know on the Thriving Facilitators page, but the membership is now currently open for a very short period of time at the lower founder member rate. So if you want the opportunity to still come into the membership, it's still in its early stages, and take advantage of the founder level pricing, but also be willing to give me your feedback and be a good kind of member, then I would absolutely love you to be part of the membership. So yeah, do contact me if you want to find out more, or you can go to www.sheilapreston.com and click the button for membership and find out more about that as well. So yeah, I'll be coming more into the group next time I've got something I want to say, and I look forward to yeah, speaking with you then. But yeah, do let me know your comments, and if you are watching this on the replay, I still go back and look at the comments. So so yeah, really interested for your own reflections. So take care and enjoy the rest of the day. Cheerio for now. Bye.